Tonight, a teen in custody. After 24 hours wanted by police, THV 11 is there as Cedric West turns himself in. Hear why detectives want to talk with him and what he wants people to know. And a group pushing a satanic statue for the state capitol officially requests a spot. Plus, the people behind a huge American flag that sprang up along a busy Hot Springs highway.
Now, from Arkansas's News and Information Center, this is THV 11 News at 5.
Tell all my homeboys I love them. Tell my mama I love them. My sister.
That is only on 11 tonight. A person Little Rock police dubbed as extremely dangerous turns himself in.
THV 11's Phil Buck was there as it happened. He joins us now with the very latest.
Denise and Dawn, last night police announced they wanted to talk to Cedric West and his older brother Cleveland about one of the city's 3 open murder investigations from this year. Yesterday evening, they found Cleveland hiding in a closet at his grandmother's house and arrested him along with his mother and grandmother. Cedric West, despite being wanted for questioning by police, had been active on social media all day Tuesday. Shortly after noon, he posted on his Facebook page that he had finished eating and was about to, quote, do the right thing. Less than 2 hours later, he showed up at the Little Rock Police 12th Street precinct. Say, man, you got anything you want to say?
Tell all my homeboys I love them. Tell my mama I love them.
Police, meanwhile, aren't saying which murder investigation the West brothers are suspected to be associated with. At this point, you're not calling them suspects, you're calling them people of interest.
That's correct, yes, sir. Okay. They're not suspects in the homicide, they're persons of interest. They were at the scene. The detectives wanted to speak with them. They had warrants out.
State Department of Community Correction. Both brothers were charged with first-degree battery and aggravated assault in December of last year. Both at that time received 8 years probation.
Out in the weather garden, we're looking at a mostly cloudy sky, but no rain really close to central Arkansas, but there have been scattered showers out and about, mainly to our north and to our west. Here's a look at Live View Max radar, and you can see what we're talking about, mainly west central Arkansas first. You'll see the showers pushing toward East End, a couple there, and then more out toward Danville, and then you go up toward the Missouri border, and you see a bunch more in the way of thunderstorms, but those are all moving pretty much to the east. But there will be more moving to the southeast tonight and into tomorrow, and that's while rain chances remain very high. 40% through tomorrow, 60% into Wednesday afternoon, a high of only 85 degrees. So cooler weather, rainy weather, it's all changing as we head toward the first real taste of fall. Talk more about that coming up in weather.
Thanks, Ed. 6 months after a deadly pit bull attack outside Pine Bluff, Jefferson County officials are ready to change local dog ordinances.
Well, this is the 5th time committee members have tried to get the change through. It's a story we've been following from the beginning. THV 11's Dan Grossman is live now with details.
Denise, you mentioned that 5 times that it was brought up. It was rejected the first 4 times because of 2 specific ordinances or penalties against veterinarians, and then also only specifying against certain breeds instead of being more overarching. You mentioned as well that dog attack that happened in March when 4 pit bulls escaped from this garage in town and mauled a local man to death. Right now, the ordinance stands at only $25 for fines for people who break this ordinance, but this new one could bump that up from anywhere from $500 to $1,000. Other specifications could be what exactly is included in vicious, as well as height and weight specifications. This meeting is set to start in only 30 minutes, and we will be live tweeting it. So if you want some up-to-minute updates, you can follow us on Twitter at THV11. Reporting live in Pine Bluff, Dan Grossman, THV 11 News.
All right, Dan, thank you. If the committee approves tonight's proposal, it will move on to the quorum court for a vote.
And that meeting is Monday.
A group advocating for separation of church and state officially petitions to put a satanic statue on Arkansas Capitol grounds.
Well, today, the Satanic Temple wants to place a Baphomet statue alongside the 10 Commandments. The group's co-founder told THV 11's Laura Monteverdi he's prepared for a fight.
Well, John and Denise, the Arkansas legislature passed a law earlier this year to place a privately funded 10 Commandments statue on Capitol grounds. And in response, the Satanic Temple filed a letter this morning asking to build a statue of their own.
Our monument is fully constructed and ready to go.
It could soon be a reality, a controversial satanic statue on Capitol grounds.
The legislature opened the door to these requests when they passed the bill that allowed for the 10 Commandments.
The Satanic Temple filed a request Tuesday with the Arkansas Arts and Grounds Commission. Last month, a similar request made by the Universal Society of Hinduism to build a Hindu statue was rejected.
The only reason they were denied is because they had put their letter into the wrong agency.
The Satanic Temple co-founder Lucian Greaves says he feels there's intentional confusion on the state's part as to who is responsible for handling the requests.
It was being said that the Secretary of State's office was the proper agency to apply with. Then we hear with the Hindu application that they should have applied with the Arts and Grounds Commission, which is where we applied.
However, the Secretary of State's office argues the answer is black and white.
They should address it to the Capitol Arts and Grounds Commission. If you read the Arkansas Code, it's pretty clear on who's responsible for these things.
Now, according to Chris Powell with the Secretary of State's office, the commission will respond to the letter by the end of this week. However, there's no timeline for when a final decision will be made.
All right, Laura, thank you. Former Arkansas governor and Republican presidential candidate Mike Huckabee escorts County Clerk Kim Davis out of a Kentucky jail today.
Well, this after a federal judge ordered her release. She spent the holiday weekend in jail on contempt charges for refusing to issue same-sex marriage licenses. Davis walked on stage with her lawyer, her husband, and with Huckabee, all before hundreds of supporters. The judge forbid her from interfering with others in her office as they continue to hand out licenses, but her lawyer hinted she may still disobey orders.
She plans to be back at work this week, but I can guarantee you, knowing Kim, she loves God, she loves people, she loves her work, and she will not betray any of those three.
Well, fellow GOP contender Ted Cruz also visited Davis today. After today's rallies, Huckabee is scheduled to be in Conway on Thursday for a campaign stop.
Another fatal wreck along a short stretch of Highway 70 in Garland County on the way to Hot Springs.
The 55-year-old Paula Moix of Hot Springs died when her car crossed the center line and hit a pickup head-on. The truck had 4 people inside. All went to the hospital.
The crash happened about a mile west of the Hot Springs rest area. There have been 8 fatalities on that 20-mile stretch of Highway 70 between Hot Springs and Interstate 30 this year alone. They say the future of higher education will be online. That future began today for the University of Arkansas. Enrollment opened today for the new eVersity. It is the state's first online-only university offering degrees from the U of A. System leaders say the goal is to provide a quality, affordable degree, especially for non-traditional college students. Credit hours cost $165 each, and a full course is $495. Administrators say this is a fraction of what for-profit online schools currently charge. Meantime, Common Core changes detailed today. The State Department of Education laid out the timeline for when the controversial testing standards will change after a governor's council recommended continuing Common Core while also exploring ways to tailor it to Arkansas. Education Commissioner Johnny Key says it's time for the next step.
And now recommendations from them to the governor have now come to us, and we are ready to embark on that process with the educators and the communities in Arkansas.
Commissioner Key says 150 teachers will be recruited to serve on review committees. They will meet next month and make recommendations this spring.
State health officials warning that a nationwide salmonella outbreak from cucumbers has arrived in Arkansas. A California company issued a recall late last week when people got sick after eating cucumbers from Mexico. 6 cases have been reported here, and while it's not a widespread outbreak, here's what you should look out for.
You typically present with nausea, diarrhea, fever, usually within about 12 hours to 3 days after eating.
One woman has reportedly died from the tainted vegetables. The 6 people in Arkansas are said to be doing well. The cucumbers were sold by Andrew and Williamson Fresh Produce under the limited edition label. Well, there is buzz over Big American Pride in Hot Springs. Just as you enter the city on Highway 70 westbound, you can't miss it, a giant American flag.
It was put up over the weekend with no signs in the middle of a field, and it has many asking who was behind this. THV 11's Marielle Mose traveled to Hot Springs to find out. Marielle.
Dawn and Denise, it's the largest flag in Hot Springs, and it's about the same size, if not bigger, than the flags you see at car dealerships. And the people behind it, not asking for attention, just want to show their pride.
One of the first things that come to mind is how big it is.
Standing 130 feet tall.
I think it's very patriotic, and it's exactly what we need.
And when the wind takes it for a dance, it's 80 feet wide.
I think it's a wonderful thing that people are willing to go to that type of expense just to show that patriotism.
Put up in good timing on the Friday of Labor Day weekend.
Having the opportunity for everybody passing by to see this flag.
Since then, generating buzz on who's behind the giant flag.
The only idea I have is maybe the churches alongside of it might have something to do with it.
No idea, but I think it's really great.
Mystery solved. Alliance Rubber Company put it up after purchasing the farmland from the homeowners next door to their business.
And this is what we stand for, is made in USA. What better way to show it with something like this?
Being around for 92 years, Alliance thought it was time to show their pride in a big way.
A lot of things have went overseas. There's a push to bring everything back.
And the flag lights up at night as well with 2,000-watt halogen light bulbs. Alliance Rubber Company eventually hopes to put a company sign out front if the land is rezoned for commercial use.
Mariel, thank you. We know breaking up is hard to do. For a long time, it's been really hard to do in the Catholic Church.
But that will soon change after moves by Pope Francis and a committee's recommendations over divorce and annulments. That's coming up along with Ed's full forecast.
Now, weather from the Crane Kia Weather Garden.
And in the weather garden tonight, skies are mostly cloudy, although they're very high and mid-level clouds. Some rain off toward the west and off toward the north have really provided some of this cloud cover to help cool us down, although you won't believe what the high temperature was today before these clouds began to roll in. Here's a look again at what's going on right now. A lot of rain across North Arkansas, a few showers and storms across west central parts of the state as well. Not a whole lot going on in central Arkansas, but if you look very, very closely, you'll see a couple of pop-up showers. Well, now the banner's behind it, but right down there below that banner near East End, headed toward Wrightsville, there is a shower there, nothing strong at all. You head back toward Danville and Boonville, you get a little bit more in the way of shower and storm activity. Then you go up to the northern counties, up toward Missouri. The northern 2 or 3 rows of counties, you got a lot of thunderstorm activity pushing through, and this is ahead of the slow-moving cold front. We talked about this yesterday. This would probably be occurring at this time. It's not going to get a big rapid push southward, so I'm not expecting a whole lot of rain in central Arkansas tonight. But tomorrow, there will be more in the way of widespread showers and storms. Now, numbers from today, take a look. 99 degrees, your high temperature. 99, okay, so almost 100 yet again, while the average continues to drop. Yesterday it was at 89, today it's at 88, next couple days 87, so you get the idea. We're headed into fall, the average should be cooler, but the afternoon highs are not. North Little Rock topped out at 94, the record's 103, so we weren't that hot. 94 currently, dew point 69, that is way up there. Very oppressive outside, humidity only 44%, and the wind southeast near 8 miles an hour. Around the state, 86 Clinton, 91 Russellville, 71 in Harrison. Of course, there are a lot of thunderstorm activity going on in North Arkansas right now, so that's why they're a little bit cooler. But look at Arkadelphia, 98, 90 in Pine Bluff. Here comes the front. While ahead of it, we will see showers and storms form. That low pressure system will also help to lift some of this moisture and produce more in the way of storms into Wednesday evening. The front, though, look how slow it moves. This is Thursday at 9 a.m. It is still not through the state. It's not till Thursday night before that front really clears the area. High pressure begins to build in, and it's really not until Friday and Saturday before we see lows in the 50s and highs in the 80s. So beautiful weather headed our way, but not for several more days. Rainfall totals anywhere between a ½ inch to maybe 2.6 inches in Fort Smith, also in Mena. Most places, though, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain expected with this system. Mostly cloudy tonight, 40% the chance of storms. Tomorrow, 60% chance of storms and a high of 85. Here's your extended outlook. Rain chances linger into Thursday morning, and the cooler air arrives by Saturday. How about 79 for a high? You like that? Back to you.
And we really need the rain. Ed, thank you. The Razorbacks heading to Little Rock for Saturday's game against Toledo.
Now that makes this a perfect week to start showing off the top tailgating talents in Central Arkansas. Coming up at 6:30, our Mary Dunleavy begins our weekly series, A Taste of the Tailgate.
Mary will take us to Cabot to see one of the town's tailgate staples. A barbecue there. It's a go-to spot for the Cabot football team and its fans. Be sure to join us. A huge settlement may soon be on its way to the family of Freddie Gray.
Details of how the city plans to move forward after protest earlier this year. That and more national headlines when we return.
Tonight is the night Stephen Colbert makes his debut as host of The Late Show here on CBS and THV 11.
Now, celebrities and fans have been gathering at the Ed Sullivan Theater in New York all day. CBS's Suzanne Marquez brings us some of the atmosphere from Broadway.
A camera crew from Iowa caught Stephen Colbert walking to his first day of work as host of The Late Show.
Hello, Iowa. I love Iowa, too. Oh, fantastic. I love your hams.
A casually dressed George Clooney made his entrance into the Ed Sullivan Theater just before noon for his appearance as Colbert's first guest. Fans lucky enough to score tickets to the premiere waited in 90-plus degree heat to witness TV history.
Oh, I think it's going to be the funniest show on TV. I think it's going to be the best late night show ever. I think it's going to be incredible.
We're so excited. Been here since 8 a.m. in line, but to be like 5th or 6th in line, we're super excited and just can't wait for the new show.
Some last-minute tickets were handed out through a lottery, giving even more fans a chance to see Stephen Colbert's return to television.
I'm Stephen Colbert, and I'm coming to CBS to host The Late Show this fall.
Since he left his cable talk show in December, Colbert has offered up laughs online in promo videos at CBS.com. When I recently spoke with Colbert, he said he's just going to have fun with his new job.
It's a challenge to do, 202 hours of a show in a year. And you have to approach it with joy, which means that you approach it with vitality and every moment's a choice and you do your best to have a good time while you're doing it.
And a good time is exactly what his fans have been waiting for. Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, New York.
And tonight's premiere promises some interesting moments. Be sure to share your favorites on social media using the hashtag LSSC. That stands for Late Show Stephen Colbert.
And we hope you can stay up late after the news to catch the show. But if you can't, we will have some of the best and funniest moments during THV 11 this morning. Look for clips at 5:25 and 6:25 in the morning. The new era in late night begins tonight at 10:35, right after the news here on THV 11.
Another check of the forecast from Ed when we come back. Stay with us. Not your typical gold watch ceremony for a couple of gentlemen finally hanging it up from their jobs.
Especially for King Benningfield. It's a big month for him. He retires after 17 years working for the city, and he celebrates his 90th birthday.
Wow, Benningfield started working with Little Rock Parks and Rec Department back in 1998. He was only 73 at that time. He's been helping keep up facilities and landscapes all over town since then.
Well, tonight at the city board meeting, both he and George Brown will be recognized for their service. Brown works with the city housing and neighborhood program.
We thank you all for your service.
Yes.
That's very cool to not only start at 73, but to last that long and
That's
do
amazing.
what he's done with passion. Very cool. All right, your forecast, let me show you real quick. Rain chances tomorrow very high, 60%. That's good news. And then temperatures will cool off, but really not cooling off drastically until we get toward the weekend. But either way you look at this, better
I know,
weather
it's
ahead.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love this forecast.
Wait
And
for
thank
the
you.
rain.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks so much for watching THV 11 News at 5. We'll be back with more news, weather, and sports at 6. See you then.
See you. Good night.
Thanks for watching THV 11 News. Stay connected to the THV Information Center 24/7 on your mobile device and with the THV 11 app for your iPad.